Hello and welcome to this reading. So today we're gonna make a coffee reading. This is the cup of coffee that is gonna, open up and um, give me the answers, the symbols that I will channel to you. And please, before starting and continuing with the reading, make sure that you feel really connected to the messages and this cup and the phrase that this cup wants to. It's so weird. It feels like the cup is moving inside. But anyways, the messages that are the phrase that is coming through is I write I'm writing to you to tell you that I miss you, and I wish that the light will shine your path. I'll say that again. I'm writing to you to tell you that I miss you, and I hope that the light will shine on your path. So if you feel called to this phrase, and if you feel called to the cup, then you can stay here. And if you feel like this message is not for you, please respectfully leave the space and come back in the next one and check again if the next message might be for you. So if you're here, well, I feel like you I feel like you are in a place where you have so many ideas or you want to do so many things, and it comes from a really good place of wanting to help in the world and wanting to share your gifts to raise human consciousness and to heal and make the world a good place. And you're kind of embodying that young energy, that masculine energy, and you really want to do something, okay? But with today's messages, it's funny because I feel when I look at the cup, I feel like it's moving kind of like water, and that tells me that you really need to connect to your waters and to your feminine energy. And instead of wanting to help the world by doing something, let's say by starting a podcast or writing a book or doing all of this thing, right now, the thing you need to do is just like connecting to your feminine energy and just resting and feeling into yourself and feeling into your heart. So before, when I looked at this cup first, I saw like there's a small heart here, and then I see like kind of a panther or like a tiger that is walking towards the heart, or like it's almost like, again, there's this feeling of you need to wait a little bit before you start wherever you want to start. It's like, big cats, before they attack their prey, they wait a long time, they observe their prey, they observe their behavior, they just sink into the environment, before getting what they want. And that's exactly the message that is coming through. If you want to get something, really like sink into yourself, marinate into yourself, and marinate into nature, connect to nature, go for a walk and just like be. And then the idea, like, then you're gonna get it. But first, you need to be in this place of receiving, okay? The most brilliant people in the world, they didn't like make things happen by working 24/7. They didn't get the like philosophical, esoterical ideas by working and being productive all the time. This notion that you need to be productive all the time is quite new. But before that, people that were like brilliant, they received information by being in a state of complete relaxation and complete being. Only when you're really relaxed and ready to receive, things can really meet you. And back to the heart, here, it could also mean that you need to work on your heart chakra, or practice some forgiveness and let something go. And that could be also one way to help humanity. You don't always need to do something outside of yourself to help. Healing your heart heals everybody, because we are one. We are one with nature. Everything around us is part of us. So if you want to heal something, instead of finding that thing outside of yourself and then like reacting to it, you can find it inside of yourself and heal it inside of yourself in silence and with pride and with inner authority. And that's how everything outside will shift for you. Ooh. So yeah, maybe right now you're not meant to be in that masculine energy, even though you really want to. But listen, you don't have to. Right now, what you have to do is connecting deeper to your essence. Really be your essence. And when you are in your essence, everything you need will come to you, and you don't have to do shit to get in there. And in this society, we've learned to adapt to a more masculine type of living, even the way we work, the 9 to 6 job or whatever. Working like that, you wake up in the morning and then in the afternoon or evening you go home. That's following a model, biological model, that belongs to men, because men have their testosterone levels high in the morning, and then throughout the day the testosterone levels come come down. So instead of following that rhythm that is very fast paced, and instead of doing, I think like you are very feminine being, or like your feminine power is really, 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 like you're very powerful in your femininity. And before I saw water in here. I saw it kind of like it was moving, and it's like you're like you might be very connected to the ocean or like to water in general, because ooh, baby, like you are water, like you are really powerful. Like you can, if you tap into your feminine energy, it's almost like you can expand so much that it's impossible for you to not influence people. Like the ocean, it's impossible. I just saw 1122, so maybe that might be some number that is important to you. But anyways, like the ocean is not afraid of taking space. The ocean is just being the ocean, and it knows how powerful she is, but by just being. Water is powerful. We have water. We are made like 80% of out of water, I think. 70%. What we eat is converted into blood, and blood is also liquid. You know, we we drink water, we cry water that purify us. So maybe that's what you need. You need to purify yourself, or you need to really connect to your waters. Maybe if you're not doing it yet, connect to your moon and to your moon cycle, and really notice how you feel throughout the different phases of your cycle, and try to connect to your of course, if you're a woman, and if you're a man, try to connect to the moon. Try to connect to how you feel throughout the new moon, the full moon, and so on. Or just like being the state of receiving, and just like sit back and relax. Okay, I'm gonna see if there's some more messages coming through. Ooh, this was already a lot, but let's continue. Okay. I see like a Capricorn. Maybe you're a Capricorn, or you have some Capricorn placements? But even here, what comes into my mind is that even in pop astrology, Capricorn is always associated with work and with doing things. But actually, Capricorn is is a earth sign, and Capricorn also is connected to water, because the tail, his tail is like a fish, I think. So it's like really connected to feminine essence. And again, maybe notice in which areas of your life you kind of started to take on some ideas that now don't resonate with you anymore, because they were kind of they were kind of influenced by this capitalistic society, and now it's like it's time to let it go. Yeah, maybe that's the point. Maybe it's like you have internalized so much that you need to work, and especially if you're a woman, it's really not in our energy to do so much, and we are much more powerful when we accept and connect with our true power, which is being into your femininity and being into yourself, because you are life. You literally create life. You know that phrase, how was it? Wait. Don't judge a monkey. No, don't judge a fish by his ability to climb trees or something like that. But it's coming through again. Like you cannot judge. You kind of internalize some judgments about yourself that maybe come from your parents or from society or from your friends about things that you should do, but that's not really your thing. And you want to be perfect at it, or you want to achieve something, but it's not really you. It's not really who you are, you know? If you're a fish, you should judge a fish by its ability to swim, and you should judge a monkey to its ability to jump through the through the trees and I don't know, something else. But you know what I mean. So let go all of the judgments and let go all of the expectations that you at some point of your life decided to take on. Let go of everything. You don't need to do all of that thing. You don't need to, it doesn't belong to you. Let it go. Let it go, because when we take on too much, we are not listening to who we truly are. And here you really need to listen. You need to listen. What was the first phrase? It was, I'm writing to tell you I miss you, and I hope that the light will shine through. I feel like whoever, like the person who wrote, or like the energy that wrote this phrase or this kind of small letter, is like your inner child, or a part of you that you have forgotten, and she or he or they really miss you. They really miss you, and they kind of saw you changing a lot because you had to, or like changing in the way that you kind of forget about who you truly are and your true essence. And maybe that's unfortunately part of growing up in this society. But this energy, or this inner child, or this part of yourself is really like, it wants to really come true. Like it's almost like a earthquake. And that's why he wants you to be in a receiving mode right now. That's why you need to be in a receiving mode, so that you can really listen to what your inner child, or this energy, wants from you. And this is like something that is destined to you. It says, I miss you, and I hope that the light will shine your path on your path. So connect to your lights and connect to this energy, whatever it means to you. Oof. Okay. Let's see if there's some final message that wants to come through. I think we pretty much touched on everything, but there is something about flying or like wings, having wings or freedom or like inner authority. Here it looks like a cat or a falcon. You see those wings, and here the face. And here there's some kind of school that reminds me of Georgia O'Keeffe paintings for some reason. And Georgia O'Keeffe, she was such a she was such a unapologetic artist. You know, she just always did what she wanted to. She never listened to other people or what people wanted from her. She always did what she felt like doing. And maybe this is something you need right now. And in order to know what you really want, you need to relax and let it come to you. Because if we use our rational minds, you know, we base our decision. If we use our rational minds to make decision, it will always be based on fear and past experiences. But here we are not trying to we're not trying to make the like relieve the past. Here we are trying to go in the future, or like we are trying to open a new layer. We are trying to vibrate like higher, or like we are trying to be more authentic. We are not trying to make decision based on the ego. We are trying to make decisions based on the heart and based on your soul and based on your spiritual wisdom. And one way to connect to it is connect to your breath and connect to nature. Connect to water. Connect to your sacral chakra and your heart chakra. And those are like the main places where like deep energy is stored. So you can try this breath. You can try to breathe inhale deep in your belly, like deep in your belly, and then like slightly push your belly and let the hair move into your chest. So from the belly, let the hair move into your chest, and then just release everything. Like this, you will clear those two centers and you will release a lot of fear. And that's how you will clear yourself, and that's how you will help humanity. Because the more that we heal, we don't heal to be selfish. We heal because we realize that whatever is outside of us It's inside of us. And that's why we need to take responsibility and be sovereign. And then from there, we just need to trust life and to trust that our path will be always revealed and we will be taken into the right places. Because we don't need to force it from a place of fear. We don't need to make sure that things happen, because if we really trust and relax into nature, we know that things will happen. We know that the flower will bloom. We don't need to force it. We know that the waves will always come and go. We don't need to force them. We know that the breath is always here with us. We don't need to force it. And you don't need to force your path either. You don't need to you don't need to do things that, that they are expectation from other people. So I hope this message was enough. And yeah. If you wanna stop here, this was the main message. Otherwise, I will add additional minutes to go really in depth. But just again, connect to your inner guidance and ask if you need to stop here or you need to continue. And please use your integrity and thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for doing the work and healing yourself, and thank you so much for wanting to bring your light into the earth, and thank you so much for shining and being just who you are. Remember, you're unique, and remember, no one is like you, and you deserve to have space and to shine your light. Okay, and thank you so much, and see you in the next video. Okay, so if you decided to go really in depth, let me just take a couple of breaths. Okay, so I just saw a dragon here. So again, there are wings or dragon. So dragon. With dragon, what's coming through is, do you know that in fantasy book, the one we read as a child, we always said some like these imaginary characters like fairies, dragons, or unicorns, or animals, or things like that, and that now are part of our symbolism, but we do not believe in them. And let me tell you, and you need to be open to receive these. Dragons exist. They are really among us. And when I say dragon, maybe I don't mean like the physical being, but I mean spirit of the dragon. I mean someone that is very powerful. And again, if you open this YouTube video, and if you're here now listening to this, you are probably really powerful being. You are probably someone that that has a lot of spiritual power, like your chi is very powerful, and you can really, like, maybe you just don't realize it, or maybe you always knew since you were a child. It's almost like you were always like very sensitive, but you kind of always knew that you were powerful. And again, before we said something about the world expecting us to be something that we are not. And something that can empower you when you feel like, why am I doing this if it's not for me? Just think about, okay, if I'm not doing it for me, for who am I doing it? Okay, who has this agenda? Like, who decided that I need to do this? Okay, and really sit with that. And from there, you can really decide, okay, I see this doesn't come from me. And now I decided I'm gonna walk in my power. I decided I'm not gonna, quote unquote, betray myself. I decided I'm gonna speak up when I need to. Because I realize how much power I have. Because I realize that I am not just my ego. I am not just a body. I realize that I am everything around me. And ooh, I feel like you are really a person that when you want to, you really cut through the bullshit. Like, I just imagine, I don't know why it just came into my mind, the King of Swords. I feel like you're a person that is really like, really aware, and you don't let like, or like when you really connect with your power, sorry, you don't let your emotions, you don't lead to your emotions, but you lead with something deeper. And again, if you do what other people want you to do, or if you're stressing about not doing enough, then you're leading with your fear. So you're leading with your emotions. But if you go beyond the fear and you realize you are love and you don't judge yourself, then you have so much power. And you realize that someone wanted you to feel the fear. Someone wanted you to doubt yourself and second guess yourself so that your light will never shine. Someone wanted you to work 24/7 and to be productive all the time because they know they know how much power you have when you connect to yourself and to your essence, when you connect to nature and to the power that resides in the four elements, that resides in every seed, in every tree, in every insect, in every animal. So, yeah. And when you connect to the true power of yourself, then it's, I don't know, there's a dragon here. You might connect to some dragonian. I don't know. I don't want to use just like dragon, whatever dragon means to you in your being, just whatever you feel like it, or maybe just fire or water. Again, water is coming through, but also fire. There's a lot of like fishes, or like jellyfish. Hmm. Maybe you're dreaming of fishes or something, or like you had some really strong dreams recently, like really emotional, really deep. I don't know why China is coming through. I actually don't know why that's coming through, but I hope that can be something for you. China, I don't know. Okay, what I'm receiving is, oh, I don't know why, what's coming through is like, okay, I'll put the video here if I can, if I find it. But it was like a huge sculpture of a creature that was in China. So that tells me again that maybe you're very into ancient civilizations and you're one of those people who really tries to connect to the spiritual teaching that indigenous people or ancient civilizations left to us. And well, maybe all of this information chose you to be felt again, or to be rediscovered. You know, like there are some pyramids or some ancient cities that have just been discovered like few years ago, and every I bet there are many that we don't even know about yet. But I feel like recently it's been really a lot of things, like ancient knowledge is being like coming and shining. Oh my god, shining again. It's almost like it's being buried. All of this indigenous wisdom and all of this ancient knowledge have been like buried. And you know, well, we all know what happened in history. We all know how indigenous people had to resist in order to keep their knowledge and their wisdom and their culture and their ways alive. And they resisted, each one in its own ways. But some of this knowledge is coming through now, because now we are collectively like preparing the soil for this information to, rise up again. And you, because you're so powerful and you can cut through the bullshit, and you really want to help humanity raise its consciousness, I feel like you have either chosen this for your life, you have chosen a path where you connect to all this wisdom, or you all are already connected since you were born, just to bring it back into humanity. And a lot of people will not believe you, but the people that are for you will thank you. And I feel like there's actually a lot of people that are doing the same right now. And if you stay in this energy of receiving, you will meet them and you will find your thing. This is really like ancient, really ancient. So people that are still, that don't have that kind of depth, will not understand you. And if you have friends or family that you kind of argue with about those things, then you need to kind of negotiate and find a way for you to walk your path in peace. That could mean, leaving some people behind, or just like be clear with them about who you are and what you want. Because you are really powerful, and what you're bringing to the planet is really necessary at this point for human evolution. So please realize that, and please believe in yourself. I'm just getting that you don't even need to believe in yourself if you would tap into this energy, because you would just know what to do. It's almost like a force that is much bigger than you is like, quote unquote, possessing you. And is nothing bad, of course. It's just like you just know exactly what to do. You have it in your blood somehow. Ooh. Ooh. So yeah, you're really powerful, babe. you if you've been interested in geometry, there's something coming up about geometry and symmetry. Again, connecting to the essence of life. Geometry is very spiritual. Math is very spiritual. And once you connect to the essence of who you are and the essence of nature, and the essence of your power, and you decide to own it without caring about, without worrying and without fear. That's what I'm trying to say. When you own it without fear, but with trust instead. Man, you'll be like just like shining, a ball that is shining and just like sucking everyone in, but always like in this very like, oh, I see. You are, a part of you is afraid of shining because that brings people's shadow up. Ah, babe, babe, babe. Other people's shadow is not your responsibility. Again, it's not your responsibility. You shine for yourself, and if someone is like, reacting to your light and just being in that ego energy, just really meet them with love. Say, thank you, I see you, I love you, but also I know that deep inside your soul is actually really loves me and thanks me for being who I am. I know it's just your ego. Of course, you don't need to say this to them, but you need to understand that when people, react to you or are very difficult and come from that ego space, when you try to open up and be yourself. First of all, you don't need these people, you don't need this energy, but you can also receive it with love. And you can receive it because your feminine energy is fucking powerful, and you will inspire everyone. You will inspire everyone if they want to admit it or no. Because your light is really powerful. And yeah, with this last message, I think we are done. And please take care of yourself and drink a lot of water. After this reading, go for a walk or journal, do whatever you feel called to do. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening to this message, and see you in the next video. I love you very much. Bye.